I'm taking charge of Porto. My dad's grabbed Benfica, and returning to the channel for revenge, Stinger is running Sporting. 3 managers, 3 giant clubs, and 5 seasons to prove who actually runs Portugal. Every trophy we win and every win against one another results in picking up points, with the winner being whoever has the most points after 5 seasons. This isn't just a rebuild, this is a full-on fight for bragging rights, and there's nowhere to hide in a 3-way rebuild. So who takes control of Portugal and who gets humbled? And if you're new around here, this is how the points are won. Let's get cracking. Yes, the first 3-way rebuild of FM26, and it only felt right, Dad, that we brought back the man who was in the very first 3-way rebuild of FM24.
Definitely.
So Stinger, welcome back, mate.
Welcome back, me old mate.
Hello, boys. How are we?
Very good, very good. We're also returning with the same teams, which I thought would be quite an interesting little thing here. Obviously, thank you very much to Surprise Shirts for supplying Dad with his Benfica shirt for this challenge. More on them later.
As well. I've been waiting for this shirt.
Oh, yeah. But I've stuck with Porto because it just seems like it's my Portuguese team now. And, of course, Stinger, you've got a nice little affiliation with Sporting with some of the videos that you've been doing in the past. So, only felt right.
Yes.
Yeah, they are my Portuguese boys.
Right, well, let's see if you can do the damage with them this year. We'll start off with my Porto side and have a look at the transfers. I didn't bring anybody in for season number 1. They didn't have any money for me either. So the match day straight on to the tactic. We're going with the 4-1-4-1 style. The reason for it, and of course dropping back into this little deeper 4-1-4-1. The reason for it is because we've got some fantastic players who I think suit this system quite well. We've got Samu up front, Agahawa, who's changed his name, of course, since the last one from Omarodion. And we've got Rodrigo Mora in there, who's sort of like one of the best wonder kids in the game this year, 18 years of age. He fits right in there. Pepe and Sainz on the other side. We've sort of got like a free roll in the other advanced forward role, in the advanced midfielder role because Franco is out on loan, but we've got Froholt who can sort of do a bit of everything, as well as Varela who can play in that DM role. Kiwior is on loan from Arsenal, but I believe it's a transfer at the end of the deal as well, so we've got him sticking around, the 25-year-old centre-back. He's alongside Nuem Perez, another good defender. Mora on the left, Alberto Costa on the right, and Diogo Costa in that centre, in that goalkeeper role. Yeah, bench isn't bad either. We've got the likes of Gabby Vega, Luke de Jong as replacements, William Gomez who can play on the ring, Dennis Girl as well as, of course, Varela. So, yeah, I'm happy with this team starting off. I don't feel like I really needed to bring in a player at the start of the season, and it's actually started the season quite well as well. Haven't played any of the other boys yet, but we've only conceded 1 goal so far. 2-0, 4-0. 3-0, Tondela 3-1.
Great score.
Very good.
We've got our work cut out already, mate.
We'll cut over to Dad and have a look at his Benfica side. A couple of players has joined.
Yeah, they could
Salvatore Esposito being one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a good connection with this family, but I just needed a stronger midfield, and he's only 24, so Benfica, they're in the transition at the moment of bringing through all the young players, and so they've got quite a young squad, so I'm going to enjoy working with this team at the moment, so I had to make sure that this guy was only 24 to fit into that sort as well, really. I didn't want to go to anything too old, really. So, yeah, pleased with that signing.
That was £6 million. Then Marcel Ruiz has also joined there, another centre midfielder.
Another centre midfielder, so two good midfielders, in which I felt was their weakest point. I think I've got a couple of players out on loan, from the midfield area. All
right, well, tactically, setting things up with a 4-2-2, dropping into the same out-of-possession tactic that I'm using there, with Esposito in that advanced attacking midfielder role.
2 up front as well, so they've got quite a good sort of like young striking force as well, I think.
Okay, well, if we do best 11, we can see Esposito comes out because Kirku, who is the loan signing, who has gone to Besiktas, he goes on a permanent 2 to Besiktas.
That's a bad lose for me as well.
Yeah, he's quite good.
He's a good player, yeah.
Yeah, but as you can see, you got Ivanovic and Pavlidis up front.
Yeah.
A few new players, actually, because Sudakov is in there. He is also a permanent transfer. Everybody in Europe seems to love these loan to buy sort of options here. Otamendi coming towards Twilight, 37 years of age.
37, he's keeping my mate out of the team, and sort of
Tony
Smith. So,
Tony Smith.
Yeah, but I might just give him 1 season and then sort of feed Tony Silva into the team.
Okay.
Not a bad side, I think.
Let's have a look then at your fixtures, because again, we've sort of avoided everybody. You have played Stinger in the Super Cup. Of course, Super Cup is down to the league and the cup winners. Sporting won the league last year. 4-3 you have defeated him there. So that is the first point on the board. You don't get points for winning the cup itself, but points against each other. But you have also qualified for the Champions League.
Yes. Really pleased with that.
Beat Rangers, beat Servette.
Not doing too bad, neither.
Yeah. You have, though, lost in the league already.
Oh, no, that's a bad sign, isn't
Alverca
it?
with a 2-0 win there over yourself. Right, over to you, Stinger. Let's have a look, mate. Who have you... you had some money, but didn't bring anybody in.
No, mate. Similar to you, this squad is breaming full of talent, so I'm going to give them a chance in Season 1. And they perfectly fit into this totally orthodox system in front of your eyes.
3 liberos, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, with FM26... because we've got in and out of possession now, we can get a bit funky when we're in possession, because as long as the out of possession makes sense, you can do what you want in possession. So we've got triple liberos, so 2 of them will jump into midfield, whereas 1 of them will stay back. So we've got Iniaccio, who's how is he still at Sporting? I have no idea.
I know.
Diamandi, same gig, another great player. Both of them can play midfield. Now at the minute, I've left it on, because I've learnt from last season's absolute disaster when I finished last twice. I have left gaps in the team, so the players I'm looking at right now will be the players I'm starting, and the player that I think will be the standout is Giovanni Quenda, who is a young player that Chelsea bought off Sporting and then loaned him back. He's an absolutely electric winger, and he's only 18.
He does look good, doesn't he?
But the thing is, there's no way we can get him back, so we need to make the most of him this season, which is why he's the lone guy out on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side we've got a wing-back doing that job. We're just going to drop into a 4-4-2 in defence. So hopefully they can get back into that shape, because they do start in a bit of a different shape. But if they get back into the 4-4-2, I think we'll be all right.
Absolutely. So fixtures at the start of the year. We know you've lost to Dad in the Super Cup, but in the league,
yes,
just like me, great start.
Yes, and the one thing this tactic does guarantee you is an absolute boatload of goals. As you can see, there's a 3-0, there's a 5-0, there's a 6. I'm just waiting to unleash it on you boys now.
Exciting. Well, the reason why I always love watching Stinger's videos is because of these barmy tactics.
Yeah.
So make sure you do go and show Stinger some love, because he started off FM26 exactly how I hoped he would, with some crazy tactics, which are in and out of possession. You think, that ain't going to work, and then somehow he makes it work, and then I try and replicate some of it, and it never works. So I am very jealous, but yeah, go check out Stinger's stuff. So season number 1 then, Dad has a 1-0 lead going into the start, but who will come out at the end of season 1 as the winner? Alright, season number 1, Porto are your Portuguese champions, and I've only lost 2 games all season as well. Got a nice little head start over you boys there. 13 points over Stinger in second, who got 1 point more than Dad in third. So, with the new points, 5 points it is for a league title win. Of course, we don't do points above each other unless somebody didn't win the league in 3-way rebuilds. That's only when we do the 4, because it's just a little bit more chaotic there. So for now, no points there, but we're looking at Stinger's competitions, and we can see already, unfortunately, mate, the other 2 of us have won some cups. Dad has beaten me in the Taça de Portugal, or Taça de Liga, sorry, 1-0. So that's a cup win for Dad, 3 points there. And in the Taça de Portugal, it was a penalty win, Porto versus Benfica, repaying the favour.
Yeah.
So 3 points each for winning, plus the victory against each other. But let's see where you finished out in these competitions, mate. Because in the Taça de Portugal, the semi-final, you weren't in that one either. In the quarter-finals, though, we clashed Sporting versus Porto, and I beat you 3-1 in that quarter-final. So it's 2 points there, but in the Taça de Liga, which of course is the other competition, the League Cup version, it was again exactly the same result, 3-1, this time in the semi-final. A bad season there, Stinger.
It's not good, is it? It's not good. The fact that you both won something, this is not a good start.
But then you might have won some league fixtures. So we'll have a look at some league fixtures as well, because I can already see on the 25th of April, you did beat Benfica 1-0. So there is a point in there, and we drew against each other 1-1 when you faced me at home as well. So in the other fixtures against each other, and now this page is also a little bit buggy because we are seeing some fixtures just completely disappearing. But you did beat Dad here on the 13th of December 4-0.
Oh, yeah, right. those in there.
You mentioned goals, and that's the rivalry between Sporting and Benfica as the Lisbon derby. That is an absolute tonkin. There's the 2-3-1s in the cups against Porto, which we already counted. But in the league, I did beat you 2-0 in the first fixture we faced against each other when you had to come to me, with Samu getting 2 goals there in 10 minutes. So, yeah, an interesting start to the season, saying you got the other win over Dad there. So you do pick up a couple of points there, really, despite obviously not winning any competition. Still sticking your head in this competition for now. In Europe, knocked out of the knockout playoff rounds by Villarreal. And I don't think any of us really did anything in Europe this year. Dad was exactly the same, knocked out by Celtic, of all teams, in that competition. And myself in the Europa League, round of 16, by Roma. So I would say as well, that's 3 teams that we would kind of be hoping to actually defeat, and we were knocked out by.
Yeah.
So disappointing time in Europe. Of course, Portuguese teams haven't been the best probably since Jose Mourinho in any European competitions.
Well, I've got the curse on my team, so I'm really struggling, aren't I?
Exactly, yeah. Right, let's have a look then at squad-wise for my Porto side before we count up the points of season number 1. Samu got 48 goals. And he's only played 44 games. Unbelievable from him. He is an absolute beast on this game, of course. An absolute monster and a fantastic player that I'm really happy that he's in my team. Rodrigo Mora, 25 and 18, developing quite well as well. Very good season from him. Borja Sainz, 16 and 19. An assist from Pepe, 26 as well. Just cross the ball in and Samu will head it, is the tactic. Only got £13 million and above the wages. So right now, finances aren't looking great for my Porto side. We're going to have to wheel and deal. Dad, let's look at your Benfica squad and see what you've been up to this season. Still really good.
Yeah.
Luca Bacchio, 34 goals and 15 assists from the wing.
I'm pleased with that. Yeah.
Pavlidis with 26 and 17, and Ivanovic, the other striker, 24 and 10. And of course,
50 goes between the pair of them.
Esposito from centre mid.
Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
18 and 12. Recruitment for next year, you've only got 8 million, but you've got a bit higher wages.
That's all right. I'm quite happy with that. I've got a lot of young players coming through as well, so yeah, I can use them as well.
And of course, a lot of players to sell, potentially, if you wanted to. Stinger, are you happy with the amount of goals that your squad has managed to accomplish here? Only 23 from Luis Suarez?
Yes and no. It looks like a more of a combined effort. I've got 23s, I've got 19s, I've got a couple of double figures, but there's no one blowing it away like your boys have done. I think I'll have to change something, because although there's goals there's not someone absolutely breaking records, which is what looks like we're going to need to get past you.
Well, I think you come second in the league, but you're looking at that and you hadn't scored enough goals.
Yeah, the 5 knuckle shuffle tactic there hasn't quite paid off in terms of the goals.
Don't be dissing my tactic.
Yeah.
Diss the players first.
I complimented it earlier.
I've got
I'm staying away from your tactics. I can't talk about your tactics.
I've got Luke obsessed with Samu. I've got you with your weird voodoo fix over the Esposito family. We're just going to build something here.
In terms of money, though, mate, you're flying.
Yes,
of 101 million.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's because you did lose Trincao throughout the season.
Right, yeah. And if you look at Trincao, if I go to transfer history, and when he left, now I'm not making excuses, but when Trincao left us, he was on 14 goals in 16 matches with 12 assists. I mean, 26 goal involvements in 16 matches with a 7.97 average rating. Well, there you go. That's why
you lost a big player there, mate. Yeah. Lost a big player.
To City as well, who never played him. Classic
Only
City.
2 times. That might have cost you some points there. And that's funny because it's the team you support.
It's not funny. Not funny.
All right, season number 1 is done and dusted. Let's have a look at the points as we go into season number 2. Season 1 points are Mega Luke with 15, Dad with 6, and Stinger with 2. If you're like me, I'm getting sick of people asking what they can get me for Christmas. Surprise shirts is the answer, lads. And right now, my code OL15 offers you 15% off for a one-off box. Because the best thing about surprise shirts is the FM edition box that guarantees you a team in the base version of the game. And you can still dictate how obscure your surprise team will be. Not to mention, you can also let surprise shirts know that you don't want certain clubs that you dislike, or maybe even a shirt of a certain colour, or even from a different league. Finally, whether it's a gift for a fellow FM fan or for yourself, Decide whether it's just a one-off shirt for OL15, which gets you an even bigger discount than usual of 15% off, or whether you choose to go for the subscription package, as you already get a discount there, and it's a new shirt every single month, amongst other benefits, as well as a free 12th box. With no contract and the code OL30, that gets you 30% off your first box. So with this amazing value for 100% authentic shirts, there's no better gift and no better time for an FM player than to get yourself a surprise shirt FM edition box. Link is at the top of the description, and thank you once again to Surprise Shirts. Alright, season number 2. There was a lot of action that happened in terms of transfers both in and out. Of course, we didn't have a lot of money over here outside of Stinger playing with the Trincao money, but I had Pepe, who was interested in going to Chelsea. £63 million, because that allowed me to bring in a number of players. And I think I've done quite well with the money. Obviously, Kivior was already a done deal, but £25 million was Alisson, who at Shakhtar Donetsk has come in as a good right winger. Noah Kai Banks from Augsburg, £15 million for a 19-year-old defender with 5-star potential, and he does look quite good to begin with already, so I was happy to bring him in. But I would say my key signing this year is Honest Ahanor, who is from Atalanta. He is an 18-year-old left back, and I'm going to make sure he plays as many games as possible this season because the potential is high. He's very good physically. He could be absolutely class for us in a year or two. He cost me £15.75 million, but he's already got 2 assists in 5 games. I think that's going to be a really standout signing. Yeah. My last signing, I had £30 million left, and Joshua Zirkzee was transfer listed by Manchester United. Now, I don't really intend on using him as a first-team player, but he can also play in that attacking midfield, which, of course, is 2 roles that he now covers for Samu and the attacking midfield options. So that's the reason why we brought him in. But match day, if we're looking at it, locking in both Banks and Ahanor, who of course is the 2 youngsters that we've brought into the side, and the rest of the team, we're leaving it exactly as it was because of course last season it done wonders for us. We did return with we've got Andre Franco, who has come back from his loan. He has been playing in that role in that attack midfield, but Gabri Vega's obviously there to go next to Mora, and at the start of the season it again has been doing quite well for us outside of a game where we lost against Sporting at home 1-0.
Well done, mate.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, been taken down there. There's 1 point there for Stinger. I did get a point for beating Dad in the Super Cup. 2 goals from Samu. We were 3-0 up within the 33rd minute there. Dad pulled one back quite late on. But over to you, Dad. Looking at your signings, just the 2 that came in.
Yeah, just the 2, and one of them was a freebie as well. And
yeah.
I'm going to say this is my key signing. A free signing is Mr. Jadon Sancho, really. I mean, for a freebie, a left winger like that, I couldn't resist, really. So I asked him if he wanted to come and start off the good season with Benfica, and he accepted. So welcome to the team, my friend.
4 goals, 3 assists in 4 games so far.
So
I don't think Jadon Sancho has ever had that good a run.
There you go. So when you put a friendly arm around him and say what I could do for him and all that,
you have a weird relationship with these pixelated players, don't you? Jadon Sancho coming in is a good signing. It's been very good for you.
And to hit the ground running as well, I'm really pleased with that as well. Yeah. So
your other signing, because Sudakov, of course, was the loan to buy. He was already coming in. Was this man, Baranechia from Aston Villa?
Yeah, I bought another midfielder because I think I sold a midfielder. Did I sell a midfielder or let a midfielder go?
Yeah, so Florentino Luis has left the club.
And so he plays in a defensive midfielder and a forward sort of centre midfielder. So just covering that position where I lost, it's only 25, so it sort of fits into what Benfica want me to do.
Yeah. I'm very surprised you did sign him. Do you know why? Because he's got a little earring.
Yeah.
And I thought you'd looked at and gone, I don't want to sign him. He's going to wear little earrings like that.
As long as he don't play with them in his ear when he's actually on the pitch, I don't mind.
But I don't think they would be allowed to, yeah.
I've just banned him from the training ground with them on as well. So as he comes in with his car, you've got to take him off in his car so I don't see him. That was the rules.
All right, so match day squad. You've changed things around, Dad. Going very attacking.
Yeah, well, I come third, so I've got to do something different, haven't I? So we're getting Sancho out on the wing, and it's proved it's working with him scoring the goals as well, getting the balls in as well. Taking a chance, go forward. I think it's a very good attacking team. Out of possession, I'm getting everybody back again. So
yeah,
fingers crossed I could do something. I mean, I've already lost in the final of the Stinger, so he started really well.
That was me.
To you, sorry. Yeah. So yeah. but the rest of the games,
League wins.
I'm scoring goals as well.
Also conceding them.
Well, only one goal, but I'm happy with conceding one goal. I'm going to score 4 and 5 and things like that.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Yeah.
Kevin Keegan tactics, as I always say.
Yeah.
We'll score more than you.
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
Right, Stinger, you had a lot of money.
A lot of money, and I had to use it because I had 2 big players that I had to replace in Trincao and Quenda, who's gone back to Chelsea. So to replace Trincao, I got Arda Goyler from... I'm quite surprised I let him go. Real Madrid, I mean, he cost me a pretty penny. He cost me 40 odd million. But when you look at him, nothing bad about him. So he's going to be my new Trincao, the creative midfielder. The other player that I brought in is Albert, and I'm going to call him Albert so I don't destroy his name. Munson. So it's Albert for this season. No, it's not a D. Is that a D?
Yeah, that's a D.
So Albert is an attacking midfielder who I've had a little go with at Fiorentina. He's a pretty decent player. He's getting on a bit, so I did spend 25 million on a 29-year-old, but such is life. But the key signing is a player that's brand new to me, Carl Etta Eyong, a striker from Levante, 26 million, and he is electric. He's got acceleration and pace, both of 17, and by the way he started, it looks like he could be the top boy, the key boy this season in terms of getting them goals that I was lacking last season. So in the tactic, I've changed it up a bit. When Quenda go in, I'm going to have no width on the higher width positions, so I'm going to have to go for a bit of a box shape. So this is a bit of a remix from an old FM/CM tactic called Iodine. You could describe it as a bit of a diamond, which drops into a 4-3-3 with 3 defensive midfielders just to shield it all up. And I think it has started pretty well.
Got a nice little win over me, obviously, in the league. Lost to Galatasaray in the cup, though.
Yeah, that's the thing with Sporting. Sometimes you absolutely fly in the league, but the European campaign seems to just blow. But other than that,
It's an hard place to go and win, though, isn't it, at Galatasaray?
so was Villarreal last season. But
Yeah.
let's concentrate on domestically. Domestically, we're looking all right.
You're
in the
doing
new
well there
signing.
so far. You started really well, though.
Yeah.
Beat the champions.
Beat the champions, beat Braga, which is a bit of a bogey team. So promising.
All right, well, good start to the season for Dad and Stinger. Does that mean it will continue? And does that mean they'll tighten up the gap after season 2? Let's find out. Well, in terms of the league title, that loss to Stinger was one of the only games I did lose.
Yeah.
But of course, Stinger only lost 2 as well. So it's the draws that cost you there, mate. Because points-wise, 6 points behind me, but 3 draws definitely cost you there. Dad, 5 points behind Stinger.
I only lost 3 as well.
Yeah.
But the draw in the games is the same as me, really.
Very tight between us, really.
I mean, I'm looking at that as well, and looking at the amount of goals that you're scoring as well. 112 goals. Me and Stinger can't get near you with the goals that you're scoring, and we're the ones that sort of like thinking we're going to score loads.
I'm only conceding 24.
That's the thing. When you're scoring that amount and only conceding that amount, you're going to win the leagues.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at the statistics, Stinger had the most clean sheets, but I had the fewest conceded. Most goals were scored with 112, which we did see. And then we're looking at the player stats. Samu again, 34 goals.
Yeah.
But Franco, who came back on loan, he was on loan last year, 15 assists. He's supplying the goods to Samu, who's obviously got the highest average rating and the most goals this season, with the most player of the matches too. That guy is absolutely flying. I love that man. So it was great for me in the league, which is another 5 points. What about in the cup competitions? Well, the Taça de Portugal was won by Dad's Benfica,
Yes, come on.
defeating Famalicão in the final, which means me and Stinger didn't even make the final. Dad defeated me in the semi. It was a 2-legged affair. We drew one leg. Dad beat me in the other. The quarterfinal was when I beat Stinger 3-0. Knocking Stinger out of that one. So it was 2 points for Dad there, 2 points for me for the elimination in the cups. If we're looking at the Taça de Liga, though, it was a Sporting win against Benfica in the final. So Stinger picks up his first trophy, 3-2 in that game
Stop
there,
from winning there.
yes,
with a 95th minute Morten Hjulmand winner after a Shelder up 92nd minute equaliser. What a game that was.
he's the only defensive
Alright.
player in my team, and he goes and wins it for us. Get in.
Yeah. In terms of the Champions League, Benfica... Oh, actually, we need to see where I finished in that, because one of you guys might have knocked me out. So semi-final, Benfica, which is Dad's side, knocked me out in the semi-final. So that's another 2 points to accumulate there for Dad, as Sporting defeated Braga in the other semi. So that was the 4 biggest teams there, reaching the final 4 in that competition. In the Champions League, I got to the quarterfinals against Manchester City.
Unlucky.
Good
Which
effort.
is not a bad little result
Yeah, well
there.
done.
What about you guys? Where did you finish in the European competitions? Dad, you're in the Europa League. Villarreal comes back and strikes again. They knock out Sporting last year, and it's Benfica this time round in the round of 16 of Europa. Ooh, unlucky.
Disappointed with that.
Stinger, you joined me in the Champions League. No, you didn't, sorry. Knocked out of the Champions League. You went into Europa League, runners-up. Losing only to Manchester United. And I don't think you've got to be praised here because you had a player sent off in the first minute and still took them to extra time, which is, as a Man United fan, is the most Manchester United thing I've ever seen.
It's a bit like Monday, isn't it?
It literally was, yeah. Go a man down and still be the worst team on the pitch. So fair play, mate. That's really unlucky, to be honest, that that's happened, because that 5 points would have been really crucial. But you do pick up some points this season, of course.
It's an improvement. It's an improvement.
Let's have a look at the league fixtures then, because if we go through, there was obviously the win against me at the start of the season when you played Dad eventually, which seems to be quite long in the league. It was a long time in the league. It was December. It was a 2-2 draw there, and it was another 93rd minute equaliser.
I thought I'd done you with a late goal, but then you come back at me.
So that was quite an entertaining one. But I got my own back in a very hostile match, which had 2 straight red cards and a 1-0 win for FC Porto. That's where you knocked out Dad in the cup. So that one's, we've already counted that one. But then in the other league fixture against Dad, 3-1, another victory there. So you've got quite a lot of points this season. That's 6 points already, I think, in total. Dad, let's have a look to see the fixtures between us, which is be the only games then we need to track. When did we bloody play each other? There we go. Liga de Portugal, 4-0. Oh, that was a tough one. Taça de Portugal there. And then the final game of the league campaign was when you picked up the 2-1 win.
Yeah.
So by then, I think I'd already won the league. So it was kind of sympathy point.
Just a bit showboating then for yourself when you're really...
Bit of sympathy point. I wonder if that I had to do the title lift at your stadium.
Oh, I hope not.
That would have been funny. That would have been good. Let's have a look at your squad, Dad, while we're on yours and see who performed and who didn't. Luca Bacchio is, well, what a player he is.
Yes.
35 and 14 again. But Jadon Sancho, the other winger, 28 and 15.
For a freebie, that's a good signing, I feel, really.
Yeah.
Fitted in really well. 28 goals. Can't ask for no more than that from a winger. And setting 15 up as well. Yeah, really pleased with that so far. So I'm looking at that figure. My forward line are doing quite well, really.
Well, you say that. Your 2 strikers only got 11 and 10.
Yeah, when you got the wingers doing the job for you as well. So, yeah, all right. I could possibly do a few more goals from the strikers, then I'd probably be challenging you instead of coming third each season. So yeah, you're right there. Yeah.
Recruitment. Let's have a look at your transfer budget. Only £11 million.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a case where Benfica have already forked out the money over the last couple of years, getting all the youngsters in, all that. So they're not looking to sort of give me 100 million like some other teams that are doing this league.
To be fair to Stinger, he did sell Trincao.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I haven't sold any players yet for big money. So
let's have a look at Stinger's squad because. Goals-wise, mate, 32 from Eong, your new signing.
I think we found a goal scorer to rival yours now, and he was pretty cheap at 26 mil. So now he's valued between 56 and 67, and he's 32 is exactly what I was looking for. And to be fair, the 3 guys that I brought in were probably my 3 best players. Like Goyler with 15 goals, 18 assists. King Albert got 25 goals from attacking midfield. It's pretty good. The only thing that I'm a bit disappointed about is probably the wing-backs assist level, 6 and 3, something like that. So we need more from the wing backs because they're the only guys out wide. What more can I do to catch you? I only lost 2 blooming matches.
Yeah, that's true. You got £50 million though to spend in the transfer window, so
yeah,
good amount again to bring in new players. Let's have a look then. How many goals did Sammy score in total? 60 in 55 games. Bloody hell. With 11 assists. Who says that strikers can't score on FM26?
Yeah.
I raise you, Samu. Rodrigo Mora, 24 and 20. Again, really good from him. And the new signing, Alisson, coming in, 16 and 21. Not too bad at all. I was hoping he'd develop a little bit more. He's still young, only 21 years of age. Gabri Vega didn't do too bad either. And Andre Franco coming in after his loan signing. He's absolutely pants. My coaches rate him as a 2-star current ability compared to the rest of my team. But he's got 14 and 17, which isn't too bad at all. Very, very much overperforming is Andre Franco. Looks like a dastardly Bond villain, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It looks very nasty. But recruitment, £13 million. So I don't have as much money as what I hoped, considering I got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League and won the league 2 years in a row. Bit disappointing, but hey, we'll make do with what we've got. Let's have a look at the points. Season 2 points are Omega Luke with 9, Dad with 8, and Stinger with 6. Meaning the total points are Omega Luke with 24, Dad with 14, and Stinger with 8. Well, once again, my friends in Saudi Arabia have given me loads of money for a player that I wasn't using as much, as Gabri Vega has gone for his second stint in Saudi Arabia. £63 million he went for after only bringing him in for 13, so not bad at all. He only played 25 games and only 16 of them were actual starts last year, so I don't know why he's warranted for £63 million.
Yeah.
But we'll take it.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
That has allowed me to, of course, bring in some new players. And I think my key signing is going to be the lad from Ajax, Mika Götze. So a youngster, 22 years of age, kind of fills in the roles now of wingers who could also play that attacking midfield as well, but go back as, of course, our out-of-possession tactic that we've been using has that dropping back. I mean, his value now is over £100 million. Whether we ever get that is another story. He looks fantastic. He's a player that I'm not aware of before FM26. Seems to be doing quite well in an Ajax shirt. So here he is. Brought him in for £43 million. But he wasn't the only guy that we did bring in either. Jens Hertel from Tromsø. Good centre defensive midfielder. Good potential as well. Only 21 Norwegian player. So these are the types of players that I love picking up from the Nordic leagues. I've mentioned it quite a few times. Those players that have done really well in the Nordic leagues and you can still get them. Tromsø, I mean, you can probably get him for quite cheap near the start of the Football Manager, and I've got as soon as you start a save, I've only got him for 15 million. So really good signing that is. But then the best signing, maybe in terms of quality and in terms of output, but he's only a loan signing, is Ethan Nwaneri. 3 goals and 4 assists on loan from Arsenal, Dad's favourite club. Great player. Can play centre attacking midfielder, can play on both wings. Of course, he replaces Gabri Vega in that attacking midfielder because he probably will start, but he can also play from the right and on the left too. Phenomenal talent. Looks really good. I'm excited to see what his career is going to be like, to be honest, because he does look an exciting player every time he gets minutes for Arsenal. Yeah, because how did they get on against Spurs the other day? It was... That really tight game, wasn't it? Yeah. Where Eze, who Spurs was trying to sign, scored a hat-trick against you.
Typical Spurs sort of way of not trying to get a player in cheaper than what we should have paid for him and let someone else jump in and get him, and it bit us in the ass badly.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so match day, keeping exactly the same tactic because there's no point in changing it, but locking in Nwaneri on that centre attacking midfielder role and locking in Alisson because I want to make sure he plays. I think with game time he could become a star player. Of course, the guy that replaced Pepe the season beforehand. Well, how have we started the season? It looked great until we lost to Estoril and they had 10 men. So, really terrible start, especially when we beat Dad in the Super Cup again. Lovely stuff. And then we go and hammer Maritimo 5-1, Alverca 6-0, and Aruca 6-1. You're like, oh, Estoril, at home. You're in trouble now, lads. 1-0 they beat us. What's going on? So, bad result there for Porto. Dad, recruitment. You needed a striker.
Yes.
You've got one, but you did sell your goalkeeper.
I'd 66 million come in and I turned it down, but he came to the board and said he wanted to go, and I didn't have much choice really. The board weren't going to let that type of money go neither, so 66 million is a lot of money. 57 million profit as well, so yeah, I didn't want him to go because he is one of the goalkeepers that I really do like, so I had to bring another goalkeeper in. Spent half of the money on that, so yeah, I'm quite happy with the keeper I brought in though.
Yeah, I mean, you also sold Ivanovic,
yeah,
which is £90 million in total coming in, £96 million. So Atibolo coming in from Freiburg.
I mean, he's only 25 as well, so I think for a keeper that's that good at 25, I think I've just sort of replaced him with the same sort of keeper as what I lost. So yeah, I'm 30 million in the bank, better off. And at the end of the transfer window, I left that 30 million in the bank as well. So the board are really happy with me.
Yeah, he's one of those goalkeepers on this game who is one of the youngsters to pick up. He's kind of like the go-to one, isn't he? Because £27 million seems like a bargain when he is that good. And he's only 25. And to be honest, his only real weakness is his handling at 12.
Yeah.
Outside of that, you look at it and go, fantastic goalkeeper. Eccentricity is just low enough that it's not going to cause too much of a problem.
Yeah.
When you start looking at 15 or above, then they're being a little bit Fabian Barthez and being a bit crazy.
Yeah.
That's new lingo, by the way.
You have to be a really good goalkeeper to sort of get away with it as well, don't you?
That's it, yeah. And Fabian Barthez in the Man United shirt wasn't when he was eccentric. So tactically then, you switched it around last season. You're keeping with it this year in terms of the shape.
Yeah, and the other striker, the other player I bought was my striker, Beref, is it?
Biereth. Oh, yeah, sorry, we didn't look at Biereth.
Biereth, that's my key striker there. So I needed, I think I wasn't scoring enough goals, so I bought this guy in as well. Yeah, he's only 24. I think he's a good striker. He's quick, so 6'2".
Yeah.
I think he'll do some damage for me. So yeah,
£36 million
only
from
problem is he
Monaco.
hasn't scored yet though. So
He hasn't.
I am a bit worried.
Yeah.
But 36 million, I think, is a good price for him, really.
Yeah, considering he banged in 17 last season.
Yeah.
Very good. 6'2", good pace about him as well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone straight into my starting 11. So.
And of course, former Arsenal player.
Oh, you had a
Knew
see
it.
didn't you?
Suckered him in.
Didn't you?
Knew it.
Do you know on my computer I can't go that far back?
Oh, yeah,
That's
sure.
my excuse.
I'm sure.
I can't go back further than 2 seasons.
I've just got like good knowledge of ex-Arsenal players just
Yeah,
for
you
when the
have.
scenario will drop.
Oh, it just hits me every time, doesn't it? So yeah, and I've managed to sort of get my my favourite sort of centre back in as well. So
Yeah, Antonio Silva's in there.
Yeah, he's in there now. So hopefully he'll start doing well now. He's getting better.
All right, well, let's have a look at your fixtures at the start of the season. You know you lost the Super Cup.
Yeah.
You haven't played Stinger yet,
Oh,
but
I've started awful.
you started
Yeah.
real bad.
Yeah, really started on the back foot. So last home game or last away game 4-1. That's a good away win. So I'm hoping that's the start now to get it going.
All right, Stinger, lead the
Oh.
way, mate. What's happening?
Do you know what? Not a lot this summer. Not a lot. I've brought a couple of squad players in Jackie Boy Grealish, who's now 31, free transfer, and Fabio
I love
Vieira,
this guy.
free transfer. Both of them two will compete for an attacking midfield slot. Then I've got a new fullback who is an Argentinian international. It seems like an absolute snip at 16 million. So he's going to compete for left back. With the key signing, a bit like Omega Dad, is going to be Zion Suzuki, the goalkeeper from Parma. 25 years old. He's got absolutely everything, including an injury, which is not the greatest thing in the world. So I didn't do too much this season because I wasn't an awful lot wrong last year. So why rock the boat? I've got confidence that these boys, with the same tactic as I get onto that, ever so slight team instruction tweaks just to get a little bit more attacking, I'm putting faith in them to go one better than they did last season.
Start of the season then, mate. Qualified again for the Champions League and seem to have started very well
Yes.
domestically as
Really good
well.
start.
Won all 4 of your fixtures, leading the way at the top of the league.
This looks a lot better, including actually winning a couple of Champions League matches, which might be a bit of a mixed blessing because obviously you don't have the fallback of the Europa. But domestically, we seem to be smashing goals in, so I'm pretty happy with the way it started, including beating Estoril, the powers of Portuguese football, 5-0.
Yeah. So away from home as well. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Massive win there. Right, okay, so yeah, are we all in the Champions League this season? Or is it just...
Probably.
No, Dad's in, Benfica is in the Europa League. So a bit of an advantage there for you, Dad.
Definitely, yeah. Hopefully you boys keep playing well in the Champions League and then you don't drop down.
Yeah, that's the thing. All right, season number 3 then. Let's see what happens. All right, season number 3. It's champions again for Porto.
Yes.
Just the 2 losses and
Mate,
1
we're
draw.
nowhere near him. Nearly 30 points, mate. What are we doing?
Well, somebody needs to break his striker's legs, so I'm just going to be clear.
Yeah, definitely, yeah, it's going to be. Well, he's at 114 goals again, so you know, I'm getting 105 goals. I'm not far off him, but point-wise, I'm just losing 8 games. You're losing 6 games.
I have never seen Samu in person, but I've seen him on the telly. I'd like to see somebody try to break his legs.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Because that guy is ginormous.
Well, there's something
but
dodgy
yeah.
about him. Because if he changes his name, keeps changing his name, he's obviously a wanted man. There's something dodgy about him. He should be banned from this game.
It's because he don't want people to sign him. He wants to stay at Porto, so he keeps changing his name so that they can't find him. That's good tactics from Samu. I like it. But of course, out of the 2 games I lost, one of them was at the start of the season, and it wasn't by you two.
Yeah,
so
true.
points-wise, gaining
Yeah.
on me. The thing that I'm always very good with in versus rebuilds, especially when we have multiple people coming on, is the games against each other.
Yeah,
I think I've done it again here.
So many points, mate. We're losing because he beats us those league games as well.
There we go. Let's have a look then at other competitions. Sporting. It is a year for Sporting CP in terms of domestic cups. Both the Taça de Portugal and the Taça de Liga won by Stinger's men.
Drink
Well
it in,
done,
boys. This is the comeback. It starts now.
Defeating Porto 2-1 in the Taça de Liga, in the Taça de Portugal, which is, of course, more of the FA Cup style.
Yeah.
Beating Nacional de Madeira in the final,
well done,
so
mate.
they've done well to get there. Semi-final was when you knocked out Dad. It was a 4-4 draw in the second leg, so you beat him in the first leg, so you get 2 points for that. And where was I? So you beat me in the round before that, so
Well,
it
you
was
deserve to
another
win
2
it.
points.
Yeah, you
a
deserve
dream.
to win it then, mate.
Taça de Liga, of course, beating me in the final, so that's an extra point. Semi-final, I knocked out Dad, so I get 2 points for that. And what a tie that is, by the way, 5-4. So very interesting for me and Stinger. Not so much for
It's
Dad
not looking
at
good
the
for me, is
minute.
it? I'm losing
No.
big games here.
Points-wise, might struggle this year, Dad. Champions League, though, for Stinger was knocked out by Galatasaray in the knockout playoff round. So they seem to be a bit of a bogey team there for you, mate.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
Let's have a look at Dad's season in total. So we'll look at the competition. Semi-final. AC Milan. You would have faced Spurs in the final as well. So AC Milan in that.
I feel when I'm in that sort of tournament, I've got to do something in that tournament because there's a lot of points.
Yeah. You were 4-0 up in the first leg and lost 8-1 in the second leg.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh my God.
I think I must have gone there with the attitude that I was going to win and get into the final.
Yeah.
And I didn't make it.
4-0 after the first leg to lose 8-1 in the second. That's the biggest turnaround, I think, probably in history.
Yeah.
Finally, then, let's see how I did in the Champions League to finish this off. Semi-final. Manchester City again. So that's a difficult one. So knockout playoff round where Stinger was eliminated. It was a 2-1 loss there to Galatasaray. 1-1 first leg. At that point, I went through and beat Chelsea 9-4. Beat them 6-1 in the second leg there.
That's a big comeback.
Yeah. Knocked out Liverpool 5-0 in the other one. And then I had a difficult English run there.
Yeah.
And then Manchester City couldn't overcome them. They beat you 4-1 in the second leg, 5-2 on aggregate. So never mind. That's a tricky tie. Let's have a look at the fixtures then between the results between us in the league. So we started off, of course, not really playing against each other for a while. But we're looking at Porto's results. It was a 1-1 draw with Sporting. 83rd minute equaliser there from Samu at home, so we saved ourselves a home draw there. That was the only draw I had all season, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, in the league. The rest of it, because I lost 2 and drew 1. Benfica, that was the Taça de Portugal. Of course, that's when I lost to Stinger in 2 back-to-back cup games there, look. 2-1 and 3-1. But in the league, defeated Dad 3-1. Even Joshua Xerxes got on the score sheet there. Love to see that. And then Sporting in the league, 3-2 win. And I was down to 10 men. Samu got the winner in the 75th minute. And the final fixture against Dad on the final game of the season was a 4-1 win.
Was that the final game of the season?
Yeah.
That cost me second place.
Yeah.
I drew with Stinger on points, 66 points each, so that game cost me the second place.
Let's have a look at the results between you two. I can see there you also lost to Stinger in the league 2-0. So I don't think you've picked up a point this season, Dad.
I haven't seen any points yet.
Lost to Taça de Portugal game there. Sporting in the league, a draw 2-2 with Stinger down to 10 men with a 97th minute equaliser by Carl Etta Eong.
Go on, Carl.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, that was a terrible season there.
Mate,
for you,
I think
Dad.
we got an hard job on our hands to get back to. So, is there any players from my team that you want to sign for free?
You got any Espositos left, or?
Yeah. Got all of them?
I could get one. I'll pay 30 million for it and I'll sell them for you for nothing. There's that.
I reckon every season the phone goes, that's probably a mega, Dad. But if you're looking at your team statistics, Dad, I mean, you haven't had many better seasons than that in rebuild history.
That's my best so far, I think.
5 players above 22 goals.
Yeah, I mean, that's going forward. I'm really doing well, aren't I? So, and I got my favourite defender in, Tony Smith.
Yeah, Tony Smith.
And I got one of my favourite goalkeepers in. Oh, what's going on?
Tony Smith's developing really well as well. He's looking absolutely class.
He will do.
Luca Bacchio, every season's doing well.
Oh dear, that was a bad season for me, wasn't it?
Real bad.
I think I'm just losing the big games.
Yeah.
I'm doing well, beating teams around me that I should be beating, but when I come against you guys, I just lost too many games and it's costing me a lot of points.
Or AC Milan.
Or AC Milan.
Well, you can beat them 4-0.
Oh, it done me bad on that.
Yeah, 8-1.
Embarrassing that was, yeah.
£36 million in the budget there.
Yeah, who would you want me to buy, Singer?
Yeah.
Is there an Esposito goalkeeper? Get him in.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm trying to find one, but they got a young brother coming up. I reckon I'll wait for him to see how he gets.
They could definitely field a 5-a-side team for sure.
Definitely could, yeah.
Stinger, let's have a look, mate, at your squad and seeing how the boys have been performing this year. 34 goals from Carletta Eong.
He's now going on a lot of people's wanted list, I think, because he is an absolute diamond. And the other boys did well. King Albert did well. Arda Goyler did well. But other than that, we had such a weird drop-off. We seemed to just drop right off from last season. And the opposite to Omega Dad, where we're winning the big games, we are dropping some stupid points.
Yeah, it does look like it. Money-wise, you've had the best so far, but this is the lowest budget going into Season 4 that you've had, £25 million. But knowing you like I do, you'll make that work and probably do have a better window than what you've had when you had the 100 million. But let's see then. Squad-wise for Porto, Samu dropped off.
Whoa.
Oh, time to cash in, I think. Only 34 goals. What's he doing?
Disgrace.
This season's the only one. He's been wanted as well.
Yeah.
Classic Man United will want a player on the downward. But Ethan Nwaneri, that's going to be hard to replace. 25 goals and 17 assists. Unless I can cough up 57 and 70 and he wants to join. But Alisson, no development, but what a season. 24 and 26. unbelievable from that man. So I'm really happy with that, to be honest. And then 19 and 23 from Rodrigo Mora. So yeah, those 4 lads have been doing really well. Even Xerxes got 12 goals and he only started 15 and played 8 off the bench. So that's quite a good little return there from him too. And Honest Ahanor, 10 goals and 7 assists from left back. And the development, he's one of my better players now. And he is valued so ridiculously high. Not bad at all for a player that cost me 16 million.
Yeah.
Transfer budget, 28 million pounds. So a little bit more than what I had previously. Let's see if we can make that work as we go into the points after 3 seasons. Season 3 points then are Omega Luke with 11, Dad with 0, and Stinger with 12. Meaning the total points going into Season 4 is Omega Luke with 35, Dad with 14, and Stinger with 20. Well, Dad, just the one signing this year.
So my key signing is Liam Delap. Not that I needed a striker, to be honest with you, but goals win games.
Yeah.
So hopefully this guy will help me do that as well.
He started off very well.
Yes, he has, yes.
He's got 5 goals and 5 assists in 9 games at the start of the season.
Doing well, yeah. So glad to get him in. Hopefully my defenders sort themselves out.
Yeah.
And start winning some games. But
you're being ballsy, though.
That's why I've got him in. Gone 3 up front. Try my luck. See how that goes. I haven't tried it before, so here we go. This is the one I usually sort of try in the Premier League, and it's 3 up front. So I'm going to try it in this league and just see how I go. I just feel that I've got 3 top strikers there. Out of possession, they're getting back into that centre midfield area and helping out the midfield. But yeah, let's go for it. Nothing to lose. I had no points last season.
Well, no, yeah. Had to change it.
I'm in 3rd place, so I've got to change something. I'm not getting anywhere near you in the league. Hey up, let's go for it.
Let's see what I did this transfer window, because I might have had my best transfer window yet. You boys are in trouble, right? You're in real trouble now. Not that you weren't already.
Yeah.
You're in real trouble now because Samu dropped off in terms of goals. And I think that's not Samu's fault. It's the players providing him the goals. So instead, I have brought in Nico Paz on a free transfer. Already got 4 goals and 4 assists in 4 games. Unbelievable stuff from Nico. Very good player to bring in on a free transfer. And I actually let him go just to see, like, when we started the season and I seen that he was available on a free transfer. The rule, of course, in versus rebuilds is you can't put a bid in if somebody else has already put a bid in for that player. I seen he was available and I thought, no, I'll let the other 2 lads have a go at this. When I got the game back, he was still there. So I thought, well, nobody else wants him.
Big Stinger. Did you see him?
I'll have him.
I don't like to go for the obvious players. I feel like it's cheating.
I'm gonna just say I didn't see him.
I didn't see him.
Well, I got him.
Whether he wanted to come to us, mate, I probably didn't, did he?
Exactly.
Well, my key signing is Ethan Nwaneri. Because after his loan spell last year, I had to make sure I brought him in. And for £17 million, I made that happen. Now, I did have to sell a few players, of course. But he was so good last year. And when I seen that he would actually want to come to Porto, I kind of just felt like I had to make it happen. So bringing him in, as you can see, I didn't sell anybody. It's all down to the installments, which, yeah, we'll worry about that later on. But Ethan Nwaneri and Nico Paz, 2 unbelievable attacking midfielders now who can come into this team, and I don't have to lock anyone in. So my best 11 pick kind of picks itself. Froholt, Paz, Mora, Nwaneri. Of course, we've also got Allison on the bench as well. Gertz, who's been there. Xerxes, Borja Sainz. Don't have to touch the defence. Noah Kai Banks has done really well in terms of developing. Azaz, Ahanor, and Kiwior is in there too. We are not touching it whatsoever. However, the start of the season been a little bit better than what it has been in previous years, which is good to see. Defeated Sporting in the Super Cup 4-1, so that was a good start. Didn't concede a goal until we won 9-2. And Samu scored 5 goals in that one game.
We're in trouble again, mate, aren't we?
He started well. He's got 10 goals in 5 fixtures so far, so not bad. 11 in 6. So he started the season on white-hot form. So really good stuff from Samu. Stinger.
Hello.
Talk me through your season, mate.
Well, I haven't spent much money, 14.5 million, 2 backup players in Lakonga and a sub-goalkeeper, and then a little gem from Chelsea, 2 gems from Chelsea actually. Andres Santos on a free transfer. I see him playing in midfield, doing a bit of the dirty work for Goyler. And the key man, undoubtedly, and this might give you an insight into the tactic this season, is Emmanuel Kenny Omega, 6'5" striker. Brilliant last year in FM. I've not used him yet, but he has started pretty well. Not Samu levels, but he has got 4 in 6 so far, so he's looking good. And I've only slightly changed the tactic. I've given Goyler a bit more room to move around with a channel midfielder, and I've got 2 up front now. So I've got Eta Young up front with a mega, which looks on paper like it should be an absolute goal feast. And I need to score because we need to catch up your bunch of hoodlums.
Well, the start of the season, some good results in there.
Good start again.
Haven't dropped a single point in the league.
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
Started
But
very well.
I seem to start well and then drop stupid points, so I'm hoping this time we'll maintain it.
Dad, we didn't see your fixtures there. Let's have a look at them now, because you've played the most games because of the Champions League qualification, which you have gone through.
Yes.
Fenerbahce 4-0 on aggregate there after defeating Viking in the other one. But outside of that, all wins as well.
I've had a good start as well, yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at that. We all got strikers who are scoring goals for us. So this is going to be a tight season, I feel. We're all three of us on 15 points.
At the start.
I mean, you've got 25 goals already, but...
yeah, but one of them was 9 in one game.
But me and Stinger are quite close to behind you with 14 and 18 goals. We're catching you.
All right, season number 4 then. What can happen? Because although points right now is definitely in my favour, if I have 2 very bad years and somebody wins everything, it's very much capable overtaking and winning this versus rebuild. So let's see if season number 4 is the beginning of that. Well, season number 4, and I'm champions again. You guys, 87 points and 86 points.
Yeah.
It's a lot closer than previous years, and it just seems like we must have drawn a lot of fixtures against each other this year.
I was going to say that the drawn games is what's put this so much closer, really. Yeah. One of us, we draw about 6 or 7 games each, don't we? So we were really close to there, but losing one game, that's a lot of points you've won already. You've won the league. Losing one game, they could be against, we would have lost against you.
I only conceded 21 goals. That's the lowest, I think, so far. But we're on Porto. Haven't won the Taça de Portugal. That goes to Dad, who beat Famalicão in the final. Yeah, so we've really missed out there. Don't know what's happened there. If we're looking at it, I think I went out really early in this competition. I lost in the 3rd round to Tier 2 side Mafra in that competition. In the quarter-final here, Sporting's not there either. So the 5th round, Stinger lost to Vitoria. So Dad's not beating us. He hasn't had the chance to beat us, but you have gone on and took advantage of that, winning the 3 points for the actual competition itself. But in the other one, the Taça de Liga was won by Porto, defeating Sporting 3-0 in the final there. So I did pick up an extra 3 points and 4, of course, for beating Stinger. But I also knocked out Dad in the semi.
See what I mean, mate?
Another 2
a lot
points
of points
there.
we're losing, mate.
Yep, sorry, boys. Competitions in terms of the Champions League. Manchester United defeated me in the round of 16, which is rather annoying. Can't get past that quarter-final stage again. Dad, let's have a look and see how you did in Europe, because it was quarter-final exit for you too in the Champions League. So, unfortunately, losing to Bayern Munich in that quarter-final.
I'm going to take that. That's gone quite far in that competition. I'm quite pleased with that, really.
Stinger, let's have a look, mate. We've got to a league phase exit in the Champions League.
Yep, I just can't get... Well, I think I've got out of the Champions League once in this little journey, so... But looking at the results, let's just say we don't need to look into them in detail.
Me and Dad actually finished in the top 8. We avoided the league playoff situation, so we did really well there. You very harshly missed out on goal difference. That just one position below the top 24.
You lost to Man United. Look where Man United was 18th.
Yeah, the final was actually won by Bayern Munich. So the team that
knocked me out.
You got knocked out by beating Juve. Let's have a look then at the fixtures to see where it went wrong across the season. So I'm taking a close eye on Stinger's fixtures now. 2-0 against Villarreal. Spurs 4-0 in the Champions League. Stuttgart, AC Milan, some big losses in there too, mate.
Yeah, we don't travel well.
Let's find the league fixtures against each other. So we got Benfica there. Defeated Benfica 4-1, so you do get a point there. We're not without any points whatsoever. We've got win there against me in the league. So at my ground as well. So Arda and Omega with the goals. So 2 points there. And then we drew against each other at the end of the season. But you lost to Dad 2-0 in May. So a couple of weird results there. A bit of everything in there. But let's have a look, Dad, see the fixtures between us and how they went on. Of course, we played each other there at the end of September. 4-2 win against Porto. Nice little glitch look where we can't see August's fixtures. Love to see it. Brilliant. Then we've got there's that 4-1 loss to Sporting. Taça de Portugal. So we're looking for the last Porto league fixture. And I tell you what, I don't think it's there. I think it was in February.
Yeah, it was.
So,
I remember rightly, yeah, it was.
We cannot even see it. We're going to have a look to see if it's on mine. And if it isn't, nope, my February fixtures aren't showing either. Amazing. Round of applause for...
I think I won about 6-0, didn't I?
The fixture glitch. Well, you couldn't have because I only lost one game.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And I lost against Stinger.
It wasn't me, yeah.
So I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we'll have to type that because I did draw there to Aruka, and I think I only drew 2 games, maybe. We'll have a look and we'll work it out off camera. But for now, let's move on and have a look before we see any more frustrating things on this game. And we'll look at the great things
my God.
on Football Manager. What did I tell you? Samu, it wasn't his fault. He needed some players around him to supply him. Sammy got 66 goals in 44 games. That's absolutely disgusting. That's mental. What a return that is. Unbelievable. Nico Paz at 24 and 18. He's done quite well there as well.
That's what we brought him in for.
Rodrigo Mora, 26 assists. Nwaneri, 20 assists. So both of those guys really have just been supplying Sammy with the goals. As is Ahanor, by the looks of it, with 12 assists. And we've got £16 million in that final year. Dad.
Yes.
Let's have a look at your
my free strikers
goals.
up front.
Liam Delap, 38.
There you go. That's a good signing.
Beerif, 26. Pavlidis, 26.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I mean, you look at that, you think that team must have won the league.
Yeah.
I come third again. Unbelievable. Oh, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going wrong.
£18 million in the budget as well to spend next year. Stinger, have you got an mass amount of goals as well coming from your team? Let's have a look. 32 from Omega.
This is the season of Arda though. I changed his role to channel midfielder. 26 goals and 24 from a deeper midfield position is just absurd.
50 goal contributions in 49 games.
Yeah, that's definitely his role, isn't it? For anyone who wants to use him, channel midfielder. And then you've got the 2 strikers with 50 between them, which doesn't equal your absolute charlatan up front. But I'm not sure what else I could have done. Between us, there was 330 goals we all scored. Yeah. And I think the defensive record was pretty good as well, so I don't know what to do.
Well, when you're only losing like 3 games, you think you're going to win the league and you've scored that many goals, don't you?
All we can do is get a hitman and just take out Samu.
I think we got him, haven't we?
Yeah, you won't be able to do it up close. No. He's too big. You've got £12 million in the transfer budget, so we're slowly chipping away at these finances. They've just been coming down year by year as we go into the final year. But let's have a look at the points. Season 4 points are Omega Luke with 14, Dad with 4, and Stinger with 2. Meaning the total points going into the last season is Omega Luke with 49, Dad with 18, and Stinger with 22. Okay, going into the final season then, not a lot of transfers to be done. Alessandro Ribeiro that I picked up from Lille, £32 million. Needed another option at centre-back there. I think he's a little bit better than Kivior. Bringing him in, he's out injured at the minute, but he'll be a good sign-in for this season. I like him because of how good he is at passing, leadership role, the positioning, and he's good physicals. So 30 years of age, we only need him for that one last season, so we are all good. By the way, if you're wanting the tactic for this, thank you very much to the Season 5 crew for getting here.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You can pick it up on the YouTube channel members or the Patreon, patreon.com/Megaluke Gaming, because I am playing the same tactic. So you can steal that one should you wish and see how many goals you can get with a striker like Samu Omarodion. But I do have a new backup coming in for Samu after, of course, he's been sort of the key man in there. Lucas Stassin. On a free transfer, just looks like a really good backup for him, to be honest. A very good finisher of the ball, good first touch. Not amazingly quick, but the work rates and off the ball, if we need to take him off in a fixture, that's the type of player you want to be putting on the pitch. Somebody who's going to work his ass off. Defensive positioning of 17 for a striker might be the highest I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody with higher defensive positioning than that. So that's exactly what you kind of want. It's like a... Weirdly, his aggression's low. Because you'd think like he'd be a pressing striker with that. But never mind. But I like him anyway.
His tackling's only 10 as well. So
yeah, but that's high for a striker.
Yeah, true, yeah.
If we're looking at starting 11, this is our best 11 pick. We got Paz, Mora, Nwaneri, Froho out there in behind Samu. Varela still keeps his position. We still got the core Porto players. Still managed to keep Oda Costa for 5 years. Very happy with that. Arguably the best signing though has been Ahanor. So obviously Samu was already at the team, but Ahanor has just been unbelievable. He is fantastic. What a left back he is. And he's only 21 at the start of this season in Season 5. Incredible, really.
Look up,
yeah.
You're starting to rebuild somewhere.
Let's have a look then at the fixtures. I've started off quite well. Defeated Dad 5-2 in the Super Cups. There's another point. But we haven't conceded a goal yet. Santa Clara 2-0. Famalicão 4-0. Then I got an 8-0 and a 7-0 in there. So, yeah, we're off to the races. We're doing very well. And we're spreading the goals out by the looks of it too. Sammy's got 4 against Estoril, but what's new? He's got 2 against Famalicão. Yeah. And he didn't score against Santa Clara.
He had a break there, didn't he?
Actually, I don't think he did play. He got 6.9. I would have whipped him off. That is awful. Never mind. Let's have a look, Dad, at your transfers for this final season. You've got Elliot Anderson coming in.
A good, really good midfielder who plays both of those sort of defensive midfielder and an attacking midfielder, really. On the ball, he's really good. I mean, he's proved that what we're seeing with him playing for England at this present moment.
Yeah.
He's just so good. And I just thought, well, that's a good signing for me.
Yep.
At that age, 26 as well, I think the board were quite happy with me bringing in a player in that age. So, yeah, I'm happy with this signing. He'll sort my midfield out for me.
You've also brought in Justin Lerma for midfield too, so we're more of an attacking midfielder.
Yeah,
30 million.
I think I'm just going to tinker with the formation again, so I might need both these players. So, yeah, hopefully he'll do well as well.
Well, yeah, you've gone for something quite outrageous here. We've got a 4 at the back, but with a channel midfielder and then a playmaker and a free roll.
Yes.
Crazy.
The free rolls one, I've seen a couple of people trying in different tactics and all that, and I'm thinking, well, I've never tried it, so I'll have a go. I've kept me free up front because they didn't let me down last season. So I'm just trying a little bit what you're doing with getting people in behind your strikers. You can just sort of like supply that ball to them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping to do, really. So going forward, I'm really, really attacking. Got the wing backs up there, bombing down the wings as well. And then once I lose the ball, everybody back.
Yeah.
Do that midfield in again and block everything. So I've got to go for it now.
Well, how's it performed at the start of the season? You have picked up a loss there in the Champions League, which does mean dropped into Europa. That's tactical.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're doing there.
100%. I've got to try and get into something that I'm going to win, get me points. So, yeah, that was a tactical move there, I think. Well
sneaky.
Well done, lads.
Picked up a win against Stinger.
Get in.
2-1.
And it's a late 89th minute goal by my mate Liam Dillap. So.
Good win there, yeah. So dropping into Europa League. Only played 2 league fixtures, both wins as well. So good start to the season there. But of course, I did beat you in the Super Cup, so I get a point for that one. But you get a point for beating Stinger in that fixture there. Stinger, how was your transfer window, mate?
Well, I bought Pablo Torre on a free transfer, and then I'd done something that seemed like a good idea at the time. So what I've done is I bought nobody else. And despite players... Despite players leaving on contracts, I've gone down the old school Ferguson route, and my entire bench is full of outstanding young players from the under-19s. I think I might regret it because a lot of them are going to have to play. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I've changed the tactic a little bit. I'm trying to clone what we did with Arda Goyla last year. If I can get someone doing exactly the same as him, I mean, we'll win this. Out of possession, it looks a little bit more funky. I think I might regret that as well. In fact, this just oozes regret.
Great start. Let's have a look, though, at the fixtures. How has it begun? Outside of the loss to Dad, 3 wins.
Yeah,
not too bad then, mate.
That looks all right. And there's a little pre-season win against Arsenal, which might bode well for
well done,
Champions League. So we'll see. And that game against the Mega Dad, we were robbed in the 89th minute. So let's see. We'll get the defeat out of the way early and then just pray that your boy gets injured.
All right, then. Well, final season. Let's see what happens in the first ever 3-way rebuild of FM26. All right, final season, and I've capped it off. Going unbeaten.
One time I've only lost 2 games, and you go unbeaten. Unbelievable.
94 points, 86 there, and then 84 with Stinger down there. So
down there.
Yeah.
Third, not down there.
Mate, we lost too many points just by him winning the league every season. I mean, what's that? 25 points?
25 points just for winning the league 5 years.
Just bang like that, 25 points behind we are before we even started it. We just couldn't get near him, could we? 109 goals again, that.
Sammy might have been scoring a few. Let's have a look to see what's happened. So, teams-wise, yes, most clean sheets and conceded. I got that as well as most goals. That's because Sammy got 29 in there. Most assists, Arda, so he's in there again, 17. Luca Bacchio for Dad, 7.76 with the highest average rating. Key passes, 166 from Gerla. So we've got a few players dotted around in the player statistics, sharing that around. What about the domestic cup? So the final season, Taça de Portugal was won by Benfica, defeating Stinger on penalties in the final there. Big result.
Happy with that.
Semi-final, I'm not in that. Quarter-final, I'm not in that.
Ooh.
5th round, no. 4th round,
Got away with it again, haven't you?
no. 3rd round, knocked out by 3rd tier side
What?
Belenenses. 1-0.
You should be sacked.
When he does lose, it's not one of us that beats him. That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Trouble, yeah. In the Taça de Liga, however, that was won by Braga. You both missed out on that one.
Yeah.
Benfica lost
on penalties.
in the final on penalties. So that's 3 points that you missed out on there, Dad. The semi-final, you knocked me out on that one.
Oh,
and that's
in.
where Stinger lost to Braga on penalties as well.
Yeah.
So they've managed to get themselves the cup
I'll gain the point there.
just through penalty shootouts. But yeah, you did get 2 points for knocking me out. Beat
Yeah.
me and then knocking me out. So you do get a couple of points there. Champions League. How did I get on in the Champions League? It's still to be played between Bayern and Real Madrid, which means I haven't won it. Semi-final, I'm not in that. Quarter-final, Manchester City knocked me out 5-1, unfortunately. So bad result. 4-1 in the first leg. Dad, let's have a look at your European football. Runners-up against Manchester United again in the Europa League.
Tell you what, over the 5 seasons, Man United has done a lot of damage to all three of us, haven't they?
They have. 2
Oh,
Europa
no
League
way.
finals that they've
You got
cost you
done by
both.
Man City. I got done by Man United.
AZ
Could have done with
Alkmaar
that one.
in the semi-final, quarter-final, knocking out Leipzig. Some good results there. Round of 16, Nice 8-3 against Nice. Did you have to play the playoff round? You didn't, by the looks of it. 3rd place in that league phase.
Yeah.
Done quite well. Sporting. Let's have a look. Cup competitions, Champions League. Not sure where you were. Let's see.
Quarterfinals.
The knockout playoff round. Quarterfinals,
Yeah,
was it?
You tried to take my credit for getting
Oh, that
knocked
was
out.
Man City.
Yeah, see,
Oh, yeah.
You're not even
It was you.
involved. You're not even involved in the quarterfinals.
I was the round before Atletico Madrid. There we go. You knocked out Liverpool in that round of 16.
There we go.
So some good results there. Yeah, but unfortunately come up against Manchester City.
Yes.
I just seen the highlighted orange and just went for it. I do apologise. Let's have a look to see how we got on in the league the league phase of that. So 2nd and 12th. So you did play the knockout playoff round. Did you knock out in that one? Shakhtar. 7-2. Nice little win there in Ukraine. Final season then. Let's have a look at the statistics. Starting off with Stinger, because you've had an unbelievable amount of goals coming through your side there.
Yeah, and I'm going to claim a moral victory over both of you here because
Oh, that's 50 points. Well done, mate.
that's it. So I am the winner of this because my youth player, Demetrio Picotto, remember the name? He played 34 times, scored 10 and an average rating of 7.02. We have unearthed a star. If this was going to
Yeah.
go another 5 seasons, we definitely would win this. But other than that,
Yeah.
Omega with 43 is again just as good as he was in 24. And Adegoyle outstanding yet again. And remember, I think 40 million we paid for him, so that is money well spent.
That's a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely your best signing, I think, of the.
Yes, I agree.
Although Eong was good as well.
Yeah, he's kind of
It's hard to-
got overshadowed when Omega joins, but yeah, still a very good player.
If anybody wants to carry on, Stinger's got £42 million at Sporting. If you wanted to do a bit of a carry on of the rebuild there, with a lot of wages, obviously, because he cashed in pretty much by not signing anybody last season. Dad, let's look at your squad before we go across the portal there. 45 and 21 for Luca Bacchio. 32 years of age, still doing it.
Still doing it, yeah. What a winger.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Liam Delap with 26 and 14.
Pleased with that.
Biarritz was probably the disappointing one, really.
It was, yes. I expected a little bit better than that from him.
Because everybody's been going on about how good he is. And he
Yeah.
did have a good season last year. 20
Yeah.
goals. But this season, only 3 in the league.
I don't know whether he played a lot of games. What did he play? 27 games?
Yeah.
He must have been injured for quite a lot of games then, really. Yeah, disappointed with that. So, I mean, I feel that I scored more goals last season by the looking at that, so really. But I come second this year. It was my best year. I nearly won the Europa League, so we couldn't get anywhere near you with your strike force that you had. I dread to think how many goals he scored this season for you.
We'll have a look in a sec. We need to have a look at the fixtures between each other. So we know, of course, you defeated Stinger at the start of the year there in the league. As we go on through the rest of the league, you actually played his second team in the Taça de Portugal and beat them 7-0. That doesn't count as a point, though. That would be quite harsh if we did that. We drew against each other there. Anna Ahanor got himself sent off, so it was a 3-3 draw. Then you played Stinger in January and beat him 3-1, so you do get another point for that. That's where you also knocked me out in the cup and then lost to Braga on penalties. And then the final fixture that we're trying to chase here is this one here, is another draw. So 2 draws against me in the league. So
nearly stopped you.
and then if we have a look at my fixtures across the season to find the games against Stinger, didn't play each other for a long time by the looks of it. The first game we played against each other, It can't be the February game. There must be missing fixtures. There's a 1-1 there, unless we really have played. Oh, the final game of the season, 5-1. So it was, a 1-1 and a 5-1 there towards the at the very last game of the season. Samu,
here we go.
Predictions. Oh, it's less than what I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
38. Nico Paz has done well. 33 and 11 for Nico Paz. Rodrigo Mora, 14 and 15. Didn't develop as much as what I thought he would, Rodrigo Mora. Maybe we got one of the tail end of his potential range possibly in this, but he still did quite well in terms of statistics. Mika Gertz got a good amount of assists, 17, as well as Honest Ahanor from left back got himself 15 too. But the transfer budget of £24 million for anybody who wants to take over from Porto. Dad's transfer budget was £11 million. But let's have a look at the final points. Season 5 points then are Omega Luke with 7. Dad with 8 and Stinger with 0, meaning the total points after 5 years is Omega Luke with 56, Dad with 26 and Stinger with 22. Well, there we have it then. Stinger, unfortunately, mate, last place this time round.
No.
But I'm sure you'll come back like you did last time.
Got it, mate.
But I keep finishing bottom. That's why you keep inviting me back.
Mate,
good,
I need
good for our
some help, mate. We've got to do something about this. We've got to get you back and just demolish him somehow.
Has anyone ever turned to youth in one of these versus rebuilds?
I mean,
there's probably a reason why.
Yeah, we've used youth players when they've come through in the past. I don't think we've gone to the extent where we haven't made any signings. Well, you made one signing, it was a free transfer, but I don't think we've gone to the extent where we sort of like sacrificed the players signing anybody to bring him in. But yeah, we've done it in the past, just maybe not to the extent of what you've done there. But either way, mate, we'd love to have you back on at some point and do another freeway rebuild in a different country, of course, 3 different clubs, because it's always fun speaking to you guys, and I love putting across your channel because of how much I enjoy watching your stuff, including all the tactics. So bearing in mind that this video comes out on the Monday, is there anything that you've got in the works that you want to share with everybody to check out?
Oh, you're asking me for a schedule. There'll be some. I'm trying my hardest, and you know how hard this is to incorporate stuff that we know and love from FM24 into FM26. So there should be, touch wood, some more Moneyball stuff coming next week. Yeah.
Lovely stuff. We have been quite enjoying. I really did enjoy that on the back end of FM24, the Moneyball stuff. It actually got to the point where I even tried it myself.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
It was all right. Yeah, I struggled to begin with because I was reading one of the graphs wrong, which was fun when all of the comments come through. Yes. Like, no, that's actually good. I was like, right, okay, never mind. But
I'm not even going to go there.
No, that's it. Dad started looking at it. It was like, yeah, I'm not going to bother with this.
Not for me.
But maybe that's the unfair advantage that we take into a three-way rebuild in the future. If Football Manager managed to sort out and give us some way of doing Moneyball again, which isn't as complicated as what it seems to be at the minute, then we can invite you back on for a Moneyball save at some point, because that'd be quite fun.
Be a bit of a laugh, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. But yeah, thank you very much for coming on again, mate.
Yeah,
really do appreciate it.
Good to hear from you.
Make sure you check out Stinger stuff. It's one of the content creators that I watch every single video because I really enjoy the tactic stuff, the Moneyball stuff. And thank you very much for joining us. Make sure you subscribed if you haven't done so already. We're en route to 200k subscribers. Of course, you don't want to miss another three-way rebuild whenever they drop. See you soon. Bye-bye.